Now it's time to welcome our first special guest. With us to deepen our understanding of Andy's worldview is computer scientist, hypermedia executive, adjunct professor, and longtime co-teacher with Andy at Brown University, Norm Meyrowitz.
Thanks, Nancy. It's a pleasure to be here to honor Andy. I've been working with Andy for more than 44 years, since he reeled me in my freshman week. If I had to sum up Andy's principles, it would be teaching is the noblest profession. Research isn't in and of itself, but it's a fantastic way of teaching. That we can always push further, and like the old Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland movies, hey gang, let's put on a show. So Andy's main interests have always been information, creativity, ubiquity, ease of use, and social responsibility. In terms of information, Andy's been a pioneer in hypertext and hypermedia. He believes people should be active participants, not passive recipients of information. He bumped into Ted Nelson, and Ted told him about his notion of hypertext, and Andy was captivated, and together they built one of the first hypertext systems called the hypertext editing system. In 1968, Andy saw Doug Engelbart's Mother of All Demos and was blown away, and came back and built Fress, which coupled hypertext with document processing capabilities, one of the first almost WYSIWYG editors. In terms of creativity, Andy has always pushed 2D graphics and 3D graphics. 3D graphics in some of the earliest days when it took 3 hours to create one frame of animation, but some of the undergraduates who did that went on to build the tools that Pixar uses to create their movies and to build Academy Award-winning animation like the movie Babe. In terms of ubiquity, Andy has always thought that computers would be everywhere, believing in Alan Kay's Dynabook vision of laptops. He and Raj Reddy and others pushed manufacturers to build 3M machines, a megapixel, a megabyte, and a million instructions per second. And when Steve Jobs visited many months before the Macintosh came out and showed it to us, Steve thought everybody would be drooling at the end. And Andy went up to him and said, yeah, Steve, that was great. And in the we can push further mode, Andy said, that would be great, but where's the networking? And you can imagine how Steve took that. In terms of ease of use, Andy has been doing touch and pen computing since the 60s and believes that pointing as a modality is important, especially for people who are creative and not computer scientists who want to use touch to navigate and explore. Finally, Andy's been into social responsibility in terms of inclusion. From the earliest days, anyone who wanted to join his project, the more the merrier. And women were running technology projects right from the beginning. And Andy also thinks that he should teach all of his undergraduates not just the joys of computing, but some of the social ills that can happen when computing is used improperly. So it's been fun to work with Andy, and it's been fun to honor him and to help put on this show.